Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com, joining you again with Jason Cole. What's happening, Jason?
What's going on, everybody?
It is RC news for the week, and we have some interesting news. I do worry almost every week, will there be news? And there's always news.
It's an ever-changing hobby, man.
The big news here is that no one's left my house in days. No one's gone anywhere, and I'm starting to go crazy.
You getting that cabin fever?
They're all upstairs, the whole crew. No one's left the nest yet, so everyone's here. And I don't know what they're doing up there, but I just had to ask them to turn the music down. So it's all going on here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, we got I got like 8 or 9 inches of snow, and that's very unusual for Nashville. And so there's cars and ditches all over the place.
I just went to try the micro car of my son's to see if we could drive it somewhere because it's supposed to be good in snow. It didn't go anywhere. That was a ill-fated de-icing. But with that, everyone, you've reached the RC Groups, RC News, and today we're going to talk to you about the news that has happened in the last week that you need to know about. Some of this news is literally an hour old. So,
boom. What have we got?
Well, this is our news page. In case you're wondering, you can always click right up here. I'll quit saying this in about 5 years in the first round circle to get all the news. And we're going to go look at the X-Fly models that are now being carried by Hobby King. So there's a few points of news here. It's not just that they're carrying X-Fly models. It's that they're in stock, and they're in stock in almost every warehouse they have based on what Stewart said. P.S. I'm pretty sure it's cool for us to say this. Jason and I were in communication with Stewart from Hobby King. We've known Stewart how long, Jason?
Decades now?
Yeah, 10 years easy, right? And he's a great pilot. He's a great designer. And he's an awesome dude who used to watch, he confessed, our videos back in the olden days of Hobby Lobby on the hill here. Probably in his early days of the hobby, which is interesting. But he said that he was excited to start sending review products out to the RC Groups reviewers. If you're listening to this, and I know there's at least one RC Groups reviewer listening at this very moment, hey, Mean Joe. Hey, everybody, Mean Joe is back on the streets being mean again, so that's awesome. Welcome back.
Poor guy.
but there will be many Hobby King models hitting the street, and we will be reviewing them, and we'll also be looking at them per our usual thing, and that's going to be a tricky thing that Jason and I will figure out. But this is look at me just talk. This is the X-Fly, and what model is this? It's the Alpha model. I know that, but this is just one of the models. So first, let's jump over. Let's see how easy this is going to work to the warehouse.
Good looking jet, and I don't know if this is applied across the country or the world, but EDF jets are just super hot right now. They're all over our local field, like guys just eating up any jet they can get a hold of. So this is cool.
These are some of the products that are now in stock from this company. I'm going to hit the back button and we'll watch the video. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. I'm going to hit this and
hello and welcome to hobbyking.com. My name is Stuart and here for a very special announcement. Now you see in front of me a X-Fly model. That's because I'm very happy to announce that Hobby King will now be carrying a selected range of X-Fly models in our US, European and Australian and even international warehouse. Now, in offering the X-Fly brand, what that represents for Hobby King is a slight change in how we're going to be selling products going forward. You'll still see the Durafly and Avios and H-King brands and other famous Hobby King brands that you all know and love, but we are going to be carrying other brands as well. X-Fly is a company that's been around for a few years now, producing predominantly EDF models, but also some prop models too. And they've really impressed us. So we're really happy to be working with them now. Now that relationship actually started longer than the time it is now, because we actually test flew their J65 twin EDF business jet a year or so ago, and we've got a little footage of it flying here at this very site on I think a similarly grey and cloudy day.
What do you think, Jason? Should we let it roll or?
I think that's probably a good taste. If you want to see the rest of that, we have it on rcgroups.com, right?
Yes, and in theory,
cool.
we'll also have this in
accent. His accent. I've been watching a lot of Ted Lasso, and he goes over to England to coach football, and so I'm like, oi! I hear all the British accents. It just reminds me of that. But good looking jets. Yeah.
Yep. I was going to say we should have our hands on some of these. So let's say that this jet needs to be reviewed, and Mean Joe wants to review it. It goes out to Mean Joe. Joe and I will do an overview where we'll talk about it and check it out and all that stuff, and then he'll have it then to do a full review on it. So it's kind of a double duty, the ability for you to see it, check it out, and then do a deep dive with a separate piece that Mean Joe will be doing, or
nice.
Any of our other reviewers. Yes.
Yeah, Kevin. Kevin loves EDFs up in Ohio. We just need some better weather. We need some warmth.
Yeah.
I'd like the temperature to be above my age. That would help.
I just want to drive somewhere, man. I was looking, well, I don't know. You tell us in the comments below. Should we have a little banter about what's going on, or would you rather just hear the news? Currently, I'm going to stick with the news. So let's go to Jason's most recent. Was this today that you put this up, Jason?
Yeah, it's the Every Friday blog of the week. And this one is, if you scroll down, I can see his name. I don't remember it off the top of my head. It's a Burke FJ. But yeah, he creates incredible, like, flat foamy, like Depron kind of rocket powered RC jets. So this is kind of one of his latest creations. He's got some information about it in his blog post. So I posted, the highlight of it into the general RC section so more people can see it and check it out. But man, he just does some fantastic work with just some foam you can get from just about anywhere, right?
Very nice.
And then put a model rocket in it, which is pretty awesome.
You too could be the blog of the week. Just have an awesome blog. And all you have to do, to possibly be the blog of the week is post to your blog. And with that said, longtime member, over 20 years, Jason Merkel. If you've ever not met Jason Merkel and you're at a big show, go up and shake his hand. Jason is an awesome guy, super knowledgeable. He's just all up in the industry with design and flying and going to shows and doing the things that Jason does. But he brought to RC Groups this Thursday, which would be yesterday, the all-new E-Flight Turbo Timber SWS Sport Wood Series. Very interesting. Not a foamy. Everyone loves to say, why is everything a foamy, right?
What did they call? Like I said, it was like a turbo timber made out of timber. What's the catchphrase? Yeah, but it's a wooden timber and it's a turbo timber because we've got the big one. But this looks awesome. I gotta say, I think it's a winner. I mean, just the videos, it flies so good. I love big wooden airplanes. They just, they handle different than your smaller foamies. So yeah, they've got a serious contender on their hands here for plane of the year.
I have a pro tip for everyone. As a guy who's reviewed so many Horizon products, if you go and get their file for your transmitter off the Horizon page, which they have a whole page dedicated to files, and those files are made by the guy flying this plane right here. So whoever the test pilot and or designer would have their own file for their radio. You can download it straight into your radio, and I kid you not, almost always out of the box with that file in a Horizon plane. You don't have to trim it. You have, like, everything is maximized to the best settings, and it's a huge feature for Horizon, I think, as a pilot, to be able to have that at your fingertips.
Yeah, I'd love to get my hands on one of these. I've got the UMX turbo timber in my closet behind me here, so I'm kind of partial to that plane. So nice to see a big one now. Pretty cool.
Very nice. And once again, there it is, and it's all its glory. Full review. Actually, this is a Jason post, and what I do is I turn Jason's posts into features, which means you can see them in the sidebar, you can see them in the online magazine, and I'll hit pause here with that lovely background music.
I was jamming, and there's
8,000 videos here, man. So you can go check it all out and learn all about it. And then if you must, and this happened to me the other day, I saw something I absolutely did not need. Didn't need it. Watched the video, and I almost cussed. I went and bought one. I was like, dude, I guess the internet works. It just took my money from me. So,
yep, marketing.
Be careful out there. This is a Jason Cole article, and Jason's going to say the name of the company correctly.
Yeah, so Alex over at Soarin' USA, that's not the name, hit me up about this kind of combo deal they're doing with some of the concept planes, the Phoenix DF for F5J, and then the CX5, which is the planes I fly for F3K. They're amazing. You can get them right here in the US. But they're running a deal. You get 10% off CHA servos. If you want some good servos to go in your plane, it's a great time to save some money, combo that together. And then the other thing that's pretty cool is with the Phoenix, with the big plane, you also get a free X-Power motor. So good deals
and the
over
link
there.
is right here, so you can jump on over and check it out and figure out exactly what you need to be doing.
Oh, and then, yeah, so you can look it up on the website, but strangely, this deal is call-in only. So I got the number down there.
Ooh.
You need to call to get
Here's
that
the
deal.
phone number. Wow. Right there's a reason to watch the news.
There you go.
I would have totally missed that. I'm more of a overview type of guy. This is super interesting.
Yeah, I saw this article. I haven't looked at it, but I want you to tell me about it because I'm like, what is this?
Okay, I actually was like, I'm very curious, so I went and looked at this FRIA map from the FAA, not to be confused with the FFA, the Future Farmers of America. And I will admit, I do it all the time. It's not good. Okay, so we're going to go to Nashville, Tennessee, which is a little tricky.
Okay, so you can see where the kind of places to fly are that you don't need to have the remote ID thing when that happens, right?
Because it's a FRIA, right? So what I'm looking for is my local field. So here's the split. Yeah. And then the field should be right around here. Am I wrong? Yeah, I'm wrong. That's not the split. Okay. Jason.
And I see full-scale airport info. Like I see John C. Toon and Nashville International. Is that it right there? That thing?
Found it. So
Yeah.
this little blue spot is our local field.
Okay.
And so here it is, 2023 CBO 00697 FRIA. Oh, and if you click it, then you get the FRIA identifier, the name of the field,
address,
the affiliated CBO, the address, very similar to my own. Vaughn was a family in this valley where I live. I live in down the street from this field, which is why I'm in the hobby to begin with. But my question would be then to go to other, like here's a red one, and that's an airport, I'm sure. Yes.
Yeah, that's Nashville.
And
so you can kind of see where not to fly as well.
Yeah, the big red are the not flies. What are the greens? Are this like giving me a free out location? What is this? FAA UAS facility map, Northwest Alabama region.
So that's it looks like it's a giant database of full scale info that also has maybe FRIA sites on it as well. And they're much smaller. So it's like you're gonna have to drill down and get closer, it looks like, because yours didn't show up until you got to a certain zoom level.
I would have a FRIA menu list. Let's see if this works.
Yeah. If it was like the RC Group's places page that we have where you can see club fields and boat places and car tracks and all that stuff, it's a little bit more intuitive than this, but you can kind of figure it out.
FRIA Boke Gin. Okay, don't type FRIA up there.
That's a place.
Won't do anything for you. But that exists. You can go check it out right here in the interactive FRIA Map AMA update. And that is our field, Jason. And enjoy. It's an interesting thing to know. What the Heck Wednesday, brought to you every Wednesday by Jason Cole at RC Groups.
What the heck? This is a good one. This one got some comments flowing on both RC Groups and Flying Giants.
Now
we can kind of describe it
or listen to the podcast, so we will describe it.
Yeah, true. All right, so this is a giant scale 120cc gas F4U Corsair.
If you remember
I think it's hilarious because it uses AI narration.
He worked on
maybe
it. Maybe
I'm an AI narrator. I don't know.
But he never did get that thing to run. Today, he was having that same issue again, and after a few minutes, I had to give shooting my
fast forward a little bit to the crash, and this is where the AI narration just is hilarious. So
let me say something. This may change my mind, but if I see anything AI, I'm out. I'm out.
But this is worth it. So the takeoff's kind of wonky. And these aren't made to kind of bash pilots, everybody. Just so you know, we're not like knocking the pilot here. We're just enjoying some good footage of some crashes and maybe talking about what you could do to prevent it from happening if it was you. But
and scale warbirds are notoriously hard to fly.
Okay. Yeah, so this thing takes off with a ton of left torque, prop torque, and just it almost does like a 90-degree sideways turn on the ground via the yaw. And he gets it off the ground though, and then flies it around for a few minutes.
In with the wind.
And he decided to come in downwind with the warbird.
You want to hear the lady now?
Yeah.
Figures that his Corsair is so fast and so heavy that it won't matter.
Well, his friends are saying you've got nothing to worry about.
Look out! It's gonna crash! Oh my god!
I just look out! It's gonna crash.
Here we go.
So here's what's happening. He's coming in downwind, pretty hot, but he kills the motor. Okay. And it changes the thrust, the lift on the tail, and it kind of pitches up, and he has a tip stall, and it tip stalls towards the pilot stations and pits area. It's like a desert field. He kind of saved it. It ripped the landing gear out. That's trashed. But look at dude standing right there with his hands in his pockets. He didn't move. He didn't flinch. This plane was coming right at him. He just sat there and watched it. Like that's a one.
That guy's seen it all and done it all.
Yeah. And they said in the video that this was a total loss. And I'm like, this looks repairable. So
there's nothing wrong with that plane.
Don't throw that plane away.
Call up Robart and get some new landing gear. That was a sponsored mention for Robart. Let me say this though. Or let me ask you this. You think when he got off the throttle, he was holding hard rudder to keep that dang thing flying straight based on the thrust? And then when he let go of the throttle, he kept the rudder in there and that's what yanked it over?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of variables, especially coming in downwind, and just tip stall with a warbird. It's a classic mistake, right? It's easy to happen. And you got to kind of be on it with those. And one little mistake and it ends up like this.
Maybe you need to watch What the Heck Wednesday to learn how to, if something happens to you, you might actually see it here first and have a theory on what's going wrong while it's going on.
And the cool thing is you get to see a fun video for one, but then there's a lot of great comments on, how to prevent that, how to fly it properly, how, maintain speed, settings. It's good information to learn as well. So.
Those guys are the ones who posted the video. I would like to know when someone said, I've got an idea. Let's let AI do he must have typed that in or something.
I wonder if it's like their whole channel's that way. I didn't go look, but
that would be super interesting. So I put this up because one, Jason loves the name of the company, Armsoar,
which I was for about a year.
Right. And it's just etiquette if you're a sailplane pilot, which sometimes people have no idea what the etiquette is. So I thought this was super important.
Yeah, this is cool. I went through and read some of this, and I can relate because I remember going to my first contest, and as a newbie, you know how to fly, but you don't know what's going on or where to stand or how to handle the situations, and nobody really talks about it. So it's cool that they wrote this article about it.
And they're pretty famous for their deviants and a lot of the stuff that they make. Armsoar is just a quality company that makes quality stuff, and you should be aware of them. Hey to Armsoar. Aero Panda, they have the Cortex, which I have Cortex on one of my planes, but this is the Cortex Pro. It is a gyro, which when the Cortex came out, gyro was a dirty word. Why would you put this on your airplane? You're cheating. And I remember I put this on, was it a 40 size plane? Maybe a 60.
A flat profile plane, right?
Right. It was a Mojo.
Yeah. Yep.
And I remember, Jason, you and I went out, and I should have gone and found the video. I'm sure we have it. It was crazy windy.
Yeah.
And with the flick of the switch, the wind was gone.
Just pops into a hover and does it.
And so they kind of invented all this. Others have followed. And now it's standard issue in planes from Horizon and other companies. Mm-hmm. But they wanted everyone to know that they have a new version out. And we have a video, and you can go check it out here if you're into such a thing. If you have like a 40 size and on up, these fit. I have a full video on how to set this up as well. If you look on our YouTube channel, which you're on if you're watching this video. If you're not, you can click on the header of this video and head to YouTube and look up Cortex, and you'll find a whole, I have the Mojo right behind me in my shop here, and I go over everything. So there you go. So this is cool. I met with Mike from Robart. You know what? I'll let Mike tell the story here. I was about to tell the story. Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com. We're back with Mike Vassar from Robart. What's happening, Mike?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Staying warm over there?
So far, so good. It is like 6 inches of snow on the ground over here, so winter is in full effect.
Yeah, that's like par for the course up here. Where you're from, not so much.
Yes, no one's going anywhere. No one's delivering anything. It's officially shut down until the temperature changes.
But you know what's a good thing to do when temperatures are low like this and the snow
I don't know. You should tell me.
How about we build some airplanes? Get
yes.
the super stands out. Here we go. Robarts got them back in stock. I'm going to show you all the new improved 401. This is the traditional super stand, and it's new boxing. Give you a little background of what happened, why we got out of stock.
This is interesting.
We wore out the mold. We sold so many of these things.
Wow.
We wore out the mold. We had to get a whole new mold built. We machined it in house. We got it. It's all domestically made here in the States. And so if your customers remember, if y'all remember, these were in really big, long boxes.
So I'm going to pause here and make two statements. One, I think it's interesting that I'm reacting to another video where I'm reacting.
You reacting?
It's like, this is a little redundant. But the second part is basically what we do is show you what's in the box, and we build the stand itself. This is a super lightweight stand. That is foam that you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could take it apart and put it together and leave it that way, or you could put it back in that little box if you needed to transport. I think one of the things this might be great for is in your shop, if you needed a place for your plane to sit. You know,
they're really handy for working on them, sitting on your bench, working on your airplane.
Yeah. And then so they built this one with a little tray, so you can put, which when it comes to little screws and stuff like that, you must have a little tray, especially at the field when you've taken a big wing apart and it's got 3 screws per side. And then 3 minutes later, you're like, where did I put those screws? You know, and there's grass here. And so anyway, it comes in handy. There's 2 of these variants. And let's see. In my article, we go over both. There's a long one and a short one.
Mm-hmm.
And you can check it out one day. And we haven't done it yet. Mike is based out of oh, you know what? I don't know what city he's based out of, but he's in the U.S. The factory's in the U.S. And when I talk to him, there are guys building things in the background, and they make amazing stuff. It's all designed in the building, and then it's executed and built in the building and shipped. So it's truly a U.S. based company. But go check it out. Now, this is cool, and we will not spend too much time here. I hung out with Harry Chajour at Jonal last year, and he's with Tslide, which is I would consider them a high-level 3D based company. And I'm going to turn the volume down until we get to Harry.
My favorite, the yak. It's always been a Pilot RC yak. And I'm not just saying that because I sell Pilot RC, but but I remember back in 2008 when I had my first Pilot RC yak. I stripped it, I recovered it, made it orange, silver, and black. It's on YouTube. If you Google it, you go on YouTube, you say Harry, you'll see my yak. And I've always been a big fan of the Pilot yak, the brand, and I've flown other brands also,
So the Matrix sitting in that photo there is also something they carry. It's a new jet, and I know they're super excited about that. But go check them out. There's a link down here. You can go look at all the airplanes. They carry large scale birds. These are Flying Giant style planes, although, so the assumption with RC Groups has always been that we're small electric, and maybe I'll show you guys, but our classified fuel section has gone crazy. I don't know where they've come from, but there are people who now live and fuel planes, fuel engines, and the classifieds are loaded with giant scale guys now. So there are giant scale pilots hanging out on RC groups, which is cool, which is why an interview with Harry is important. Find out who he is. He's a super cool guy. And I try to make sure we are sharing whatever he's got coming out whenever we can. Hey to Harry, tell him RC groups, Jim T and Jason sent you.
Love it.
Yeah, it's cool. And I love an interview. They get to see the people that you're dealing with that you don't normally get to see. EX Hobby has a new Sport Cub. Let's watch the video. The Lontex RC Sport Cub S2 3-channel. It's pretty, man. We need 2 of these, Jason, for the field.
There you go.
$400mm.
So we're watching a little 400mm Sport Cub flying around for those on the audio version.
So there's
and Vontex makes some great airplanes.
Yeah. And speaking of which, here's some of the ones that you can get.
There you go. So they got this whole like micro line. That's cool.
Right. And a little bit of information there, but to get all the information, check out the whole line. So this is new. It just came out. It's probably, I'm not sure how old the news is, but it's, I found it a week ago. So it's pretty dang new. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Jason, let's, hey everyone, we're not done yet, but this is where Jason gets to pick something. Jason, we're going to go blast to the past of 2 things I think are moderately interesting, highly interesting. And you get to pick. You either get to watch Ceph Mermaids. These are 2 mermaids I found at Ceph, or elevator interviews at Toledo, where I stand in an elevator, and as you enter, I stick a mic in your face and make you talk to me, whether you like it or not.
We talked about the elevator stuff last week, and I don't know what I'm about to see with the Ceph Mermaids. So let's go with that.
The mermaids. Okay.
Random.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness. It's Ashley.
Hey everyone.
All right. We're looking at Miss
Ashley once again, just in case you're just tuning in.
Like a mermaid.
We're here with lovely Judy and Miss Ashley. And Miss Ashley said, Jim, we're doing a mermaid thing this year. And I was like, okay, what are you talking about?
Oh, she's got
what
the pants for it.
It just occurred. We have many photos up right now. So Ash, tell us how this concept came into your mind.
Well, I was just tired of going to Ceph every year and all these contests and competitions, and Lane puts on a competition every year or something, not a competition, but gives it a theme. Like last year it was paper airplanes, right? And this year I don't know what the theme is, but they're doing something else. And I'm huge airplane. There you go. Doesn't have to be bold, just has to make. Anyways, so I was like, we need something for the ladies to do, And
more showed up than you thought would.
Yes, I thought it was just going to be me and Judy. And I definitely had a couple of participants, as you all will see. And we had a blast. We already had a request for next year. So we got to start already thinking. If you guys got any ideas.
And even the dogs got into the act.
I'm holding a dog in this video.
With Ariel the mermaid.
She's wearing a dress.
And Judy is one of our winners, as you can probably tell.
You kept saying there might be a surprise.
The crocheted hat
thing that you're going to give away.
There is. I decided I was going to have one $50 dinner and movie gift certificate. But because, what was the other lady's name? Eileen. Because Eileen did such a beautiful job on her costume as well, I could not pick a winner. And so I decided I'm going to split them into 2 gift certificates of 25
and 25. Oh,
so you might just get to go to a movie, you might just go to dinner. I don't know, but it's on me.
That's a blast from the past right there.
Yeah, man.
for doing it. This is fun.
It was. I'm glad.
Mermaid on Ceph Lake 2016.
There's a couple of screenshots right here in this little clip.
Hey everyone,
there's Lil Pete.
No, okay, everyone. I'm going to stop right here. Next week we're doing Pete and Little Pete, because I rewatched this. When it popped up, I was like, hold on, I'm going to see if this is as funny as I remember it being when I was there.
It's a carryover.
Funny.
It holds up. All right.
Let me do something real quick. So I'm doing this whole thing on this he's not a doll. What is he? He's
a pilot bust.
Figure. Yeah. And so we're doing it, and Pete Goldsmith walked by. I'm just going to show a second. I'll show the whole thing next week. And I was like, holy cow, this looks just like Pete Goldsmith. Tell me that Pete Goldsmith.
It's Pete Goldsmith, I'm telling you.
So Pete at first thought it was somewhat funny, but then he decided, I think, it wasn't that funny. And so when he would cross his arms, I crossed the doll's arms. And when he walked away, I had the doll walk away with him. And
it's so good.
Yes, it's good. I'll stop now. That's good business. Maybe the whole RC news segment could be things like this in the coming weeks. I want to talk about FFR Sky. They have a new twin and dual band receivers. You can check that out right here. And then I will, because this is visually appealing to me, it's the Flight Test Easy Mario Flight Pack. Have you seen this? Did you look at this?
No, it looks cool. You got my interest already with Mario.
So my son just bought a micro car, a smart car, which is the tiniest car. It's so tiny that in real life, when you see it every time, you think, what the heck? And I said, we should make your car into the Bullet. We'll make it black and put the eyes and the little arms. And then a few days later, this came out. And I guess we'll watch the video with some really awesome people.
Hey friends, welcome to Flight Test Tech. I'm Josh. Today we're really excited to share with you our newest Easy Pack, and that's going to be your FT Easy Mario Flight Pack. The FT Easy Mario Flight Pack includes two of the most iconic inspirations that we had when I was a kid.
The bullet bill looks awesome.
When you guys were young and playing video games. We wanted to bring those video games to life with something that you can build, fly, and in this case, even drive. Now, both these designs build in as little as 15 minutes, and they're absolutely incredibly easy to fly.
Nice.
And easy to build. We really want to give people the opportunity to make every experience their own.
So
with
we're
the
watching the video.
We even include different characters that you can decorate and install. Both these designs specifically use our FT Easy Pack V2. The FT Easy Pack V2 includes larger motors, a larger battery, and a better transmitter that gives you more range and more resolution. Friends, we are really excited to be able to add to our Easy
We're going to look at the price.
The FT Easy lines are not only a great way to get in the hobby, but they're also phenomenal both with friends, family, and even in the classroom. If you haven't already, check out our FT STEM program because we use designs like this exclusively to be able to bring flight in the classroom, get people building, flying, and designing. If you're watching this video right now, our FT Easy Mario Sky Pack is now available. We're hopefully going to add more designs in the future along this theme. And thank you for being part of the Flight Test family.
That'd be great for flying indoors this winter.
Exactly. So let's go. I'm curious how much it costs. That's how you get a video played. You make it a minute 30 seconds long and make it awesome. $24.99.
Wow.
What am I getting for such a thing? It includes.
I think you got to paint it yourself, so it's white
airframes
foam.
And decals. So then you're going to need a receiver. You're going to need that transmitter, which I can't imagine costs that much money unless you already have.
So use the options there. How much would it be for a full out thing?
Well, you know, I didn't see all the options.
It's right there. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. Up. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Select those easy packs.
I'll select this easy pack. 1, an extra battery. 1, LEDs because you should always.
Why not?
There's no LEDs. And then markers for drawing. We don't need that, but there's no transmitter.
Wait, so yeah, the transmitter is included. Go back to number 1. And then click the one with the 2-channel easy power packs. $37 for the transmitter and the servos and motors and all that stuff. Okay. Or is that no? Okay, it's $37 plus the $19.99 for the power add-on.
Okay, so we have all that. So we're going to add it to our cart.
Yeah.
Now I'll get emails all day long. Hey, you left something in your cart. Check out now. Checking the cash.
It's got the battery. So that's everything for $88.96. That's incredible.
And you're out the door. Which, if you were going to an outdoor event, I'm sorry, an indoor event, you would have to own such a thing, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like the funky
chicken. You need some hot glue and some stuff, to build it with. But
in 15 minutes of your time. Yeah, and this is the kind of deal. Rarely do you go to an event where you can buy a thing, build it, and fly it at the event. And this is definitely that thing.
So true.
We're going to know when it's time to quit talking about news because we're going to get to where we were at our news last week, and it'll all be over.
I think we're just about there. Yeah.
Okay, so last week we talked about the video for the RDX Ford Charger, Jason's favorite name for a charger. And so the feature article is up. The whole overview with Jason and I are right here. It had a lot of reactions on social media and here and on YouTube. And you can go check out this new charger. Bam. Even High Tech liked it. Did you see where they shared it with all their High Tech people?
Oh, yeah. Cool.
It's good business. All right, everyone.
Fun stuff.
I am Jim T. Graham, and that is Jason Cole. And so, I don't know. I think my favorite part was looking at the Blast from the Past. So next week, we'll have the Blast from the Past interview coming from Toledo Trade Show. P.S. Toledo is back on, and it's the Toledo Swap Shop. And you can find that over there on the same page we were looking at. There's a feature article about that. Just saying it so you know about it and can plan for it and be sure and be there. And I know what Jason and I'll be doing all weekend long. Nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm going nowhere. No one's delivering anything to me. Thankfully, my wife ordered enough food that we can eat and hang out. And it's Friday, so I will attempt to relax for a couple of days.
Yeah, I'm just glad the power and the heat are still working. So there's that.
Yes. Jason and I both went over our generator options, electric and gas, and all the things that we have just in case. Jason, I always appreciate you taking out time to talk to us. I know you're doing many things over there in the work cubicle you got.
Yep. It's always a good time, man, hanging out with you.
All right. Jim T. Graham and Jason, RC News. Be sure and hit subscribe and tell all your friends in the RC world, because we have to shine a light and spread the word and grow this whole hobby bigger than it has been in the past. I'm out. Bye-bye.